Morning traders, and this is your Dax day trade setup for today. So, yet another day of complete indecision that materialized yesterday. And looking at this pattern and I look at this consolidation here, you can't help but thinking the reverse is going to happen. Although there's a lot more sort of, how do I put it, there's a lot more trading activity here than what there is at this level. So, yeah, I don't really, it's very much like the Aussie at the moment. It does look like the buyers are stepping in. If you look at these tails here on the 3-hour, most of yesterday, it looks like buyers are scaling in. We do have a bit of a downtrend here, but with the level there, that does make a flat bottom triangle, which is a potential pattern to the downside. But obviously, we need to see a break and a retest of this 13,141. Okay, nothing really to read into this apart from the fact that we are below the alligator. But look at the alligator here. We are flat ever so slightly to the upside. So I would just say that alligator is sleeping right now. There's no indication that anything else is going to happen. This price action here is interesting because it's inside bar, inside bar. Then we have an inside bar with this one here. We also have tails. So we've got buyers, 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 buyers. Yeah, there are more buyers than sellers at the moment. So for me, just looking at it like that, and the hour gives you a better picture. We moved to the downside, the buyer stepped in, then the sellers, buyers, sellers, buyers. Yeah, and it's not quite big up, big down. It's just confusion. So trading water, I think, is the best way to explain it. Now, when you see this kind of stuff, this is really what we refer to as consolidation. And the problem with consolidation is the longer it goes on, the less chance you have of really understanding which direction it's going in. So for me, rule of thumb is 20 bars. And you can see we've had 13 bars yesterday, so it's 13-hour bars, and we're still treading water. Okay, we had a move down, up, and you'd expect another move down, but we're not getting it at the moment. We're kind of just hovering on this trend line. And that is also normally an indication of a break to the upside, especially when you see this kind of price action. So I suppose my bias is slightly to the upside, but we're going to have to break. Let's fine tune this here. So firstly, this trend line is going to have to go. Okay, there is another trend line which would have been the first port of call, which was that one, but we've broken that. We haven't tested it. And pick up mine. And you see, all I'm doing is I'm putting it on top of the fractals. There was my next trend line, which broke here, retested there, came back in, retest, and then we've got this sort of rounding bottom here that's forming. Okay, so I suppose I have an ever so slight bias to the upside on the DAX for today. It could continue with this consolidation. So I think stop area is definitely below the low of yesterday for any longs. And I would pick up this fractal here for anything to the downside. So 13,216, a break and close above that generates a move to the upside, first target being gap close. Okay. And then a break to the downside pretty much gives you a range. So we'll do this to the upside. So that gives you pretty much the other gap close as well. So that'll be 2 gap closes the upside. And to the downside, it gives me, let's just go to a bigger time frame to see what's there. Not really. It is a swing low, but I would much prefer an inside bar. And as luck would have it, we probably won't see anything. Not really. This is the previous high that we have here. No, it's not. There's a previous high, sorry. Now, we just got a whole lot of mess here, so there's no real level at the moment. Okay, we're on 30 minutes. So I think at this stage, you can probably treat this fractal here as wise man number one, so it should have been an entry at the break of it. So on this bar, would have been an entry there with a stop below it, and then 1, 2, 3, and then on this bar here, and a break above this bar would have been your second entry. Okay, so yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go with at the moment. Is it's looking like we're going to have a move to the upside here, and this does look like a lot of consolidation, but I do expect sellers to step in here. So it wouldn't surprise me if we get a gap. Let's just see if we're going to get a gap. I think we may get a gap. Yeah, we're up 0.038, so we're sitting at 13,250, 13,250, 13,228. 13,240. So right now we are sitting with a potential gap of 45 points at the moment, which is halfway to the target. Okay, so which also breaks this trend line. So I think the bias to the upside is probably the right thing. You're going to get a gap up, wait for the consolidation, wait for the European Open, and then you'll have an opportunity to be long, and then just put your stop below whatever fractal has formed during the pre-market. Okay. That's pretty much what I can see at the moment. I think that's what's looking like is going to happen. There was some positive trade news that came out last night. But, by this evening, Donald Trump will probably send out another tweet just to say you can take profits and drive the market down for your short. Anyway, let's just go and look at the Ichimoku. And starting with the 12 minutes, we do have a break above the cloud brewing. And right now, all indications are we've broken this range and we've broken to the upside. So that's this is bullish, that's bullish, that's bullish. That's three bullish signals that have materialized. Okay. On the half hour, bearish, bearish, bearish. Okay. Underside of the cloud. Cloud is thin. And if you look at the oscillator, that's indicating we're at a level which we kind of are. But being a new day, we've gapped up already. So, and if you look at the 1 hour, we've got diversions here, which is a warning bell, but the rest of this is bearish. No mixed signals there. And on the 4 hour, we have bearish, bearish, bullish. So we've got mixed signals here. But the 4 hour is also a bit of a triangle. But I think for me, anyway, that's the consolidation. And you probably see this better on the daily. That's a consolidation, and this is my measured move here. Just going to go to the weekly quickly just to pick up. I think that's going to be an all-time high. No, it pretty much matched the previous high, previous all-time high. So that's still the target to the upside. Okay, so looking at the daily, it's just daily, everything is still bullish. Okay, there's no reason to be looking for shorts at the moment on the daily. Okay, so I think bias at the moment is definitely upside. The fact that we've broken, that we've gapped up already is fairly telling. So for me, the plan of action is quite simple. Wait for the pullback. Let's just go to a, sorry, I'm just going to go to a, just go back to Billy. It's going to be a little bit more cleaner to explain my strategy today. So pretty much off the 12 minute, you can use the 5 or 6 minute charts, 10 minute charts. Just use a low time frame. You're going to have a gap up. It should probably run for a bit, then consolidate, then more than likely move the downside. It could be a sharp move to close a gap, or alternatively, it could just be sort of a half-baked attempt to move to the downside. So the trick with this is wait for as much of a pullback as you can see happening, get an entry in, get your stop below the range. So in other words, you're going to have probably a 70, 80 point stop loss. If you're lucky, maybe it's only a 50 point stop loss, which would be cool. But the point is, get in with a small position. If it does keep moving down, it'll eventually find some structure and then start moving to the upside, move down, create a higher low, start moving, and then you can add your position and then move your stop up to whatever fractal gets formed. Okay, that's kind of my plan of action for today on this. Biases to the upside, looking for longs, but obviously we want to buy the dips. So wait for it to come back, buy, put your stop in, make sure you can afford that stop. You can keep a wide stop, there's nothing wrong with that. Just make sure that it's within your financial trading strategy. So for me, that is a 2% risk of capital. Okay, anyway, that's my view for today. Hope it helps, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.